What's poppin', guys? Here, and in today's video I'll be going over tips and advice for beginners and experienced players. I'll have a link to a playlist of all my guides in the description. We will begin with the reload animation. There are two types of reload animations, a slow one and a fast one. The main difference between the two, as the name suggests, is the time it takes to reload. For automatic rifles, such as the FG42 bar or SCG, we want to leave the last bullet in the chamber, as that will give us the fast reload. The same applies for the G43 and SVT40. When it comes to bolt action rifles, we will ideally be using all our ammunition, as once our gun is empty we will load it with a 5-round strip magazine, instead of loading the gun one by one bullet. Here I'll go over a mistake I see some MG players do. When they go to mount on a wall, they tend to run up to the wall and deploy with the machine gun like this. And you might see there's nothing wrong with it, but there's a much better way to do this. Let's say you're going up to mount an MG and you're on the wall. It's a lot better to actually crouch up to the wall and then deploy, because it's just a little bit harder to see you, and you actually pop up really fast. The enemy won't really have a time to react to this, and you can shoot straight away. Whereas when you just run up to it like this, I mean, you're just, just open, you're definitely gonna get shot, spotted easier. It's essential to know our way around buildings, and the churches with many secrets which I'll now reveal. So this church has two little secrets. The first one being is these windows here. They might seem thin, looks like you wouldn't be able to get in, but actually you can just jump straight through here. Yeah, your guy's just a massive athlete. This is no problem for him. So yeah, you really want to know this, because most of the time you will actually be getting to like around this position and then fighting. But you can actually just, jump in here. Takes a little bit of practice, need to look up. And yeah, we'll get in here. The other secret with this church is actually getting out on the roof. You basically walk up here and jump up on an invisible ledge here. Look here and then hold space, and you will jump through. You will take damage, so you will need to bandage. But after that, the roof is pretty much yours. This side of the roof specifically, you can't get to the other side. But yeah, this is still really powerful. As you can see a lot here. And with a machine gunner, you can actually go up on top of here and mount here. It looks pretty funny, but your guy has immense core strength, so he'll be able to balance up here. There's another church asset that is more common, and it has one secret. You can jump on the back of it and get on the roof. Once on the roof, you can get into a really cheeky spot above the door. Here I'll go over how to get on roof spots. You might see people, or especially machine gunners, mounted up on roofs and wonder how do they get out here. And here I will show you how they do it. You basically find a house like this. It has to have one of these like windows here. And you basically run towards the window, jump, and prone midair. And then you kind of scooch around, and then eventually it'll pop you out here, and then you'll get to pretty much be on roof. Since this asset is repeated on the maps, pretty much every single map has a house like this. Of course, a map like this, it's incredibly useful because you can jump out here, set up your machine gun, and hold down the whole road. But yeah, this is pretty much essential. So now I'll go over like how to ping properly. I see this mistake done all the time where somebody will see an enemy in like a window here, and then they would ping where he is, but they would ping directly on him, making it seem that you can't even see him at all, right? How will anybody else see him? It's a lot more effective to ping like underneath or like around the person, so that it will kind of take the attention from your guys to look there, and then they will spot him. So yeah, so you really want to be like ping like kind of around or underneath where the player is going to be. Because like, as you can see, if I ping directly on him, like nobody's going to see him, and actually gives the enemy cover that he actually wouldn't have before. The same thing goes for infantry marks as well. Let's say there's somebody running a squad crossing on that road. You don't really want to ping somewhere like directly. You want to like be pinging like to the sides of things, so it doesn't obscure your teammate's vision, while still conveying like the message that there's enemies there in the area. Now I'd like to talk about how to find garrisons, how to find enemy garrisons, and where to put your own garrisons. So what you'll start to notice as you play the game is that the garrisons will be in the same spots almost all the time. And the way it will work is that you would usually have a garrison somewhere around the point, and there will be a garrison right on the border between your sector and the enemy sector. And this is how it would go like. So let's say we captured Hospice. What our team would have done is they would have put garrison most likely up here, right on the border between the two sectors. We will have a garrison somewhere around Hospice, maybe somewhere in this area, or up here, or maybe down here. And our next garrison would be somewhere over here. Something like this. Yeah, over here. So you put it as close as you can to the border, because you want to spawn as close as you can to the enemy without the garrison being locked. And also you can kind of tell where the garrisons will be, because even though the border is right here, right, you're not going to be putting a garrison, you know, in the open field. So you can kind of like cancel out a lot of things and really easily tell where the enemy garrisons are going to be. Pretty important to know, but yeah, as I said, once you understand this on one map, you can pretty much transfer it to every other map. And just to go over it again, usually a garrison somewhere around the hard cap, and then there's usually garrisons 50 to 100 meters on each side of the border between the two sectors, friendly and enemy. When we are bleeding out, instead of holding F to let go, what we can do is we can press escape, redeploy, and click yes or Y. This will skip the give up minigame, and we will over the course of the game be saving a couple of minutes. With that, I'll be concluding the video. If you made it this far, consider liking and subscribing as it helps the channel. Let me know if you found it helpful. Peace! How did I get there?